What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today I'm doing a Tele-Dad deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because Tele-Dad is an extremely fun old school deck that I've improved through all sorts of spicy tech cards. We're also going to be doing a giveaway in this video for hitting 95,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy because we're only 5,000 away from 100k, which is insane. So we're actually going to be giving away 3 of these awesome metal field centers that if you guys would like to check them out, they're actually in my fourth wall merch store, along with some really cool stuff like t-shirts, mugs, and hats. We have all sorts of cool merch that you guys can pick up to support the channel, but I'm actually going to be giving away 3 of these awesome metal field centers to 3 lucky viewers, and all you have to do to be able to win one of these is like this video, be subscribed to the channel, hit the bell in there so you can come part of notification squad, and comment down below what your favorite deck is of all time. Mine is actually Black Wings because I've been playing it for so long and won so many tournaments with Black Wings, but definitely comment down below so you guys can win one of these awesome field centers. And if you guys would like to check out the official rules for this giveaway, that are down in the description down below, so definitely check those out, and I hope that you guys win one of these field centers because they're awesome. These are actually made of metal and they are super cool. Just to show you guys the back of them, they're really neat and they're available on my fourth wall shop as well down below this video on the merch shelf, which you guys should definitely check out. So without further ado guys, let's go ahead and get straight on into the video. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name description in a single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this deck. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of none other than Dark Armed Dragon. Dark Armed Dragon is an awesome 3-of in the deck, and the main boss monster of this particular build with a really cool effect that it cannot be normal summoner set. This card cannot be special summon except by having exactly 3 dark monsters in your graveyard, and you can actually banish a dark monster from your graveyard to destroy 1 card on the field, and that is not a once per turn effect anywhere on this card. So if you have multiple Dark Armed Dragons in your hand, you can special summon them out to your side of the field. And as many darks as you have in your graveyard while this card's on your side of the field, you can continuously banish them to be able to pop cards on the field, which is absolutely amazing to help you go in for game. We then play 2 copies of Moonfang Dragon. This card is really cool and actually a retrain of an extremely old vanilla monster, but this card is actually cool because you can actually search out Dark Armed Dragon with this card's effect, that during the end phase, if this card is in your hand or grave, you can actually special summon it to your side of the field, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. You can also discard a card to add a level 7 Dark Dragon monster from your deck to your hand, and you can only use the effect of this card once per turn, but this card actually searches out Dark Armed Dragon off its effect, which is amazing. We then play 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. Malicious being back at 3 is really cool, and it's just absolutely amazing. This card is back at 3, but this card is a really cool effect that you banish the card from the graveyard to special summon another copy of this card directly from your deck to your side of the field. We have some really cool fusion monsters you can actually go into using this card, and it's just an amazing card overall just to extend your plays. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Denier. Destiny Hero Denier is basically like the 4th copy of Malicious, and this card is really cool to be able to summon out to your side of the field. So if this card is normal or special summon, you can actually take a Destiny Hero monster from your deck, graveyard, or banished and place it on top of your deck. Also, you can only use the effect of this card once per turn, that if you have a Destiny Hero monster on the field or in the graveyard other than a copy of Denier, you can special summon this card from your graveyard to your side of the field, but that's a once per duel effect. But this card is really good in the deck to be able to play because it helps you recycle your copies of Malicious so you can continue going for different plays. We then play a single copy of Destiny Hero Plasma. This card is basically a walking skill drain. You have to actually tribute 3 monsters on your side of the field to special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field. You can actually equip an opponent's monster to this card like a copy of Relinquish, but it'll only gain half the attack points. But this card is a one-sided skill drain because while it's on your side of the field, it negates every monster effect on your opponent's side of the field, which is absolutely amazing. We then play a single copy of Destiny or Celestial. Celestial is just really good to help us draw cards, which is why we play this card as a one-of in the build. Then play a single copy of Draw Hand. Draw Hand's also really good in the deck as a one-of, just to basically give us an additional draw. If this card is special summon the effect of a hero monster, you can make each player draw a card, which is a great ability. Also, during the next standby phase, after this card was sent to the grave, you can special summon this card from the grave, but banish when it leaves the field, just making this card a really good extender. We then played 2 copies of Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight is amazing that this card is back at 2, and it's just such a powerful card overall, because when this card is summoned out to your side of the field, you actually get to send a dark monster from your deck to the graveyard, and we have plenty of dark monsters we want in the graveyard off this card's effect, like our copy of our Destiny Hero Malicious, which is just really cool to send a grave off this card's effect. We then play a single copy of Dark Grapher. Dark Grapher is really cool to be able to summon out to your side of the field, because all you have to do is discard a level 5 or higher dark monster to special summon this card from your hand, and once per turn you can discard a dark monster to send a dark monster from your deck to the graveyard, which is a really cool effect until you get the exact card you need into the grave. You then play a single copy of Blackwing Zaphros the Elite. You guys know I had to include a Blackwing somewhere in here after I said it was my favorite deck of all time, but this card is really good in this particular deck to help you make rank 4s, because if this card's in the graveyard, you can actually return a face-up card you control back to the hand, special on this card in the graveyard, and if you do, take 400 points of damage, but that is a once per duel effect, but it's really cool to bring this card back from the graveyard, especially when you send to the grave off of Armageddon Knight, and just bounce this card, or bounce card on your side of the field back to the hand, and then bring this card back from the graveyard to your side of the field, and if you have your copy of Armageddon Knight already on the field and this card's in the graveyard, you can easily make a rank 4, which is amazing because we have some really spicy tech cards you can go into. We can play a single copy of Karibons. Karibons is really cool because this card was actually used in the old Tele-Dad deck, which is why I included it in this particular build. It's just really cool to be able to include an old school card, and it's also a really good card to be able to include in this deck because it's a psychic tuner monster we can summon off of E-Tele. We then played 2 copies of Psyreflector. Psyreflector is amazing for the Assault mode package we're playing in the deck to go in for the exact synchro that we need. So this card is normal or special summon, you get to add an Assault mode activate or a card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, and let you reveal an Assault mode activate in your hand, and then target a monster in your graveyard that mentions it, and then you special summon it to your side of the field, and if you do, increase its level by 1 to 4, or up to 4, which is a really cool effect to go in for the exact synchro monster you want to. The card you're always searching off this card's effect is your copy of Assault Beast. Assault Beast is amazing to be able to grab because you can discard this card to add Assault mode activate from your deck to your hand, which is the main purpose of this particular combo. Assault mode activate is a little bit of a brick in the deck, but you're basically just using it to help you go in for synchro plays. We're then playing 2 copies of Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron is really good in the deck. You just basically take 700 points of damage to special summon this card from your hand to your side of the field, and when it's on your side of the field, you can't go in for anything but synchro plays, but that's totally fine because usually it doesn't last that long, because you're immediately going to go in for a synchro play when you summon this card out to your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Bestial Magnamut. Bestial Magnamut is really good in the deck as one of, because it helps you control the amount of darks in your graveyard, because it lets you target a lighter dark monster in either player's grave, banish it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand, and it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster, which is basically what all the Bestial level 6s do. And this card also has a really cool effect that if this card is special summon, you activate this effect, that during the end phase, you can actually add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, meaning we can actually search out Dark Armed Dragon. We then play a single copy of Druis Worm. Druis Worm's amazing in this build just as a one-of to be able to use this card as spot removal, and I really like to play this card in the deck just as a one-of because it's super easy to summon to my side of the field, and just like Magnamut, makes it really easy to control the graveyard. We then play a single copy of Nemesis Corridor. Nemesis Corridor is amazing in this deck because you can easily control the banished cards that you have, and it makes it so that we can go in for a copy of Thunder Dragon Colossus extremely easily in this deck, and this card is just really nice to be able to summon, because again, we can summon out a Colossus. We then play a single copy of Nemesis Flag. Flag is amazing in the deck as a one-of as well, because we can search this off our copy of Banshee, and it also searches out our copy of Corridor, which is really cool, so we can go in for a copy of Colossus. Again, it helps us recycle our banished cards because it lets us target one of our banished monsters, except another copy of this card, special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, shuffle that target into the deck, which can help us recycle resources like our copies of Malicious, so we can keep going in for plays. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Rhoda. Rhoda is really good in the deck as a 1-0 to be able to search out the exact warrior we need from our deck to our hand, like our copies of Armageddon Knight. We then play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness is definitely a 3-of in the build, basically just to use this card to draw into the deck because it's so easy in this particular build to have a dark monster in your hand, and this card basically is a guaranteed draw too. We then play 3 copies of Destiny Draw. Destiny Draw is amazing in this build as well, because all you have to do is discard a Destiny hero monster to draw 2 cards, and we really want to dig into the deck for the exact cards that we need, like Dark-Armed Dragon. We then play 3 copies of Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny is really cool because we can step in Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer using this card, which is absolutely amazing, and I love that about this card, that it's so easy to step into such a powerful boss monster using this one card. But you want to make sure this is the last card you activate in your hand, because it is going to send monsters from your deck to the graveyard, which is going to fill up the grave with dark monsters, but it also locks you into special summoning for the rest of the turn except dark hero monsters, so we can't summon anything else. We then play 3 copies of E-Tele. E-Tele is amazing because we are playing a Tele-Dad deck, and that's the Tele part of the Tele-Dad deck. And this card is really cool to be able to special summon a level 3 or lower psychic monster from our hand or deck to our side of the field, but choose to banish it during the end phase of this turn, but it's usually not going to stay on the field very long because we're going to go in for a synchro play. But this card is really cool to summon out our copy of Sire Reflector or our copy of Karibons. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get in to the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing one, and that's going to be 1 copy of Assault Mode Activate. Assault Mode Activate is really good in the deck as a 1-0. We don't actually play any Assault Mode monsters we're going to summon, but we do use it to reveal in our hand so we can use the effect of Sire Reflector to bring back Assault Beast so we can get another monster on our side of the field. You never want to see this card in your hand except for once you search it with your copy of Assault Beast, because you want to just reveal it in your hand for the effect of Sire Reflector so that you can special summon Assault Beast back from the graveyard to your side of the field so you can go in for a synchro play. So you're always going to keep this card in your hand, never set it to your side of the field so you can constantly reveal it with your copy of Sire Reflector so you can keep going in for synchro plays. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start with a single copy of Dark-Armed, the Dragon of Annihilation. This card is an awesome 1-of in the deck, and it's super easy to summon out to your side of the field. It has the ability once per turn, if you have exactly 5 dark monsters in your grave, you can also XZ summon this card by using a level 5 or higher dark dragon monster that you control as a material, meaning it's ridiculously easy to summon. You can even use the bestial monsters to summon out this card, which is really cool. This card also has the ability you can detach a material from this card and then target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it, then banish a card from your graveyard. Also, this card cannot attack for the rest of the turn, meaning if you use in the main phase 2, this card can attack during the battle phase, go main phase 2, use its effects, pop cards on the field, which is really nice, and also control the amount of darks you have in the graveyard so you can summon out the original Dark-Armed Dragon. We then play a single copy of Infernal Flame Banshee. We use this card to be able to search out our copy of Nemesis Flag, and then once we do, we use Nemesis Flag to be able to search out Corridor so we can step into our copy of Colossus. We then play a single copy of Typhon. Typhon is really good to be able to make in this deck because it's just an awesome boss monster that's basically used in any situation. It's super easy to summon out to the field, and it's just a really cool card overall. We then play a single copy of Dispatter. Dispatter is just amazing to be able to make because this card lets you target a banished light or dark monster and special summon it back to your side of the field, which is going to help us out a lot because basically our Dark-Armed Dragon is going to fill up the banished for this card, which is really nice. Plus this card is a walking gate. We then play a single copy of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is so easy to summon this deck. Usually you're just going to have basically dark to make this card, but it's still really good to make in this deck. Because even if you just use dark, monsters that you control cannot be destroyed by battle, and also when it's summoned to your side of the field, it does banish a card off the field. We play a single copy of Abyss. Abyss is really good to summon because this card is basically a walking negate, which is really nice to be able to summon it. You basically use Sire Reflector plus 1 of your copies of your Scarred Dragon Archfiend to make this card, which is really nice to be able to do. We play a single copy of Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Scarred Dragon Archfiend is a great card to be able to summon out to her side of the field. This card's name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend while the field in the graveyard, and if this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, you can special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from your extract, and it is treated as a synchro summon. Then, if this card was sent to the graveyard for the synchro summon of a Dark Dragon synchro monster, you can destroy all attacks to monster your opponent controls, so we can swing in for game, which is amazing to be able to do with this card. Plus, it's super easy to do that because we do play Dispatter and Abyss, so we're always going to have a card we can step into from this card. We can play a single copy of Red Dragon Archfiend. Red Dragon Archfiend is amazing to be able to make because you just make it off your copy of Scarlet Dragon Archfiend, plus it's a classic boss monster that you make in this deck. We then play a single copy of Cyframe Lord Omega. Omega is so good to be able to make in this deck because it's our one light target that we can usually make. Plus, this batter can bring it back to your side of the field. Once it's used its effect to get an additional card, which is really nice. I love that about this card. Plus, you can use it to step into your copy of Chaos Angel as a light monster, which does come up every so often. To make this card first and summon out something like an Assault Synchron to your side of the field or Karibons, and then step into your copy of Chaos Angel to have both light and dark put into your copy of Chaos Angel. And then play a single copy of Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. Excel Synchro just brings back one of your tuners to your side of the field so you can climb to another Synchro play, which is really nice to be able to do. We then play a single copy of Stardust Charge Warrior. When this card is synchro summoned, we get to draw a card, which is really cool to be able to do. Play a single copy of Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. This card is amazing. I love this card. It's basically just a pop every single turn. It's so cool to be able to summon out to your side of the field. It's just a really powerful fusion monster that you can summon extremely easily off your copy of Fusion Destiny, and also drops your opponent's attack points monsters down for every hero that you have in the graveyard times 200, which is really cool. It's just an overall fantastic boss monster. And then a single copy of Dangerous. Dangerous is amazing because this card is basically Foolish Burial to help you get more of your heroes in the graveyard. Play a single copy of Colossus. Colossus is so easy to summon in this deck because your copy of Banshee will actually search out your copy of Flag, and then you search out your copy of Corridor, and then you go into this card, which is really nice to be able to do, and I love that about this card. This card is amazing. This card is finally back though, but it's really easy to summon by just tributing your copy of Corridor. We then play for our only Link monster. We're playing a single copy of Soryuja's Skull Dread because it just extends our plays so we can dig into the deck for more copies of Dark Armed Dragon while also fixing our hand, which is really nice to be able to do. Again, guys, definitely check out down in the description down below for the official rules to be able to pick up one of these awesome field centers. They are actually made out of metal and they're really cool to be able to pick up. I'm going to be giving away 3 of these to 3 different winners, and I'm really excited to be able to give these away for hitting 95,000 subscribers. Again, thank you guys so much for getting us to this point because we're almost to 100k. We're almost there, and this is a big milestone to hit 95k. I wouldn't have been able to do without you guys subscribing to the channel and watching the videos, and I really appreciate every single view and every single subscribe. It really makes the difference, and it really makes my day. But I'm really excited to give back to the community a little bit more by giving out these 3 field centers to lucky winners. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Definitely tell me what you think of this Tele-Dad deck down in the comments down below. It's a deck that I really love, and I really love building this deck for you guys because Dark Armed Dragon is just such an awesome boss monster and so cool to be able to play in such a classic card that had such an influence on Yu-Gi-Oh's history, and it's just a really cool boss monster. And again, guys, if you want to win one of these field centers, what you have to do is basically comment on the video your favorite deck, like the video, be subscribed to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And it is basically an honor system, so definitely do that, guys, because it really helps out. And we're on the journey to 100k subscribers. We're almost to that plat, guys, and I'm really excited to get there because it's just such an achievement and a life goal. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out those official rules down in the description down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.